Wagwan on YouTube, it's Sammy Mac, and welcome back to the channel and to a new series called How to Become a Barrister. As you can see, man's back at a parent's gaff. It's been a little while since I've done a video in my room and that. I've been back here for a while now, nearly a year I've been back here. It's a blessing to be back. It's a beautiful room. You can see I've got the German flag up. It's active. It's all going off. You know what I'm about. So yeah, so I'm back at a parent's gaff, loving life. I'm currently working at a coffee shop. That's like my main source of income at the moment. I work at a little coffee shop, Carwheel Coffee Shop. Shout out! It's top quality coffee shop, specialty coffie shop. So if you like coffee and you're in knots, get there. Other than that, I'm working on my next steps in law and getting onto the next step, the next rung of the ladder, if you like. Outside of the coffee shop, I volunteered 2 days a week at a barrister's chambers called Trent Chambers, who mainly focus on immigration. And basically, this is just giving me some really valuable experience, which going forward will better my chances in the law field and also give me some good foundations upon which I start. So obviously, I graduated last July sort of time, so it's been nearly a year, and I kind of took a bit of an unintentional gap year. Before I finished, I had in my head, I had the idea, I'll take summer off, I'll have a bit of a chill one, maybe do a bit of traveling, whatever, and then in September I'll get a salary type job. And I wasn't even thinking law, I was just thinking I'll just get a salary job, get me some good foundations, start earning some money, maybe rent a flat, this, that. Very quickly, that all went out the window because obviously I went to Thailand in November. So I was working at Turtle Bay over the summer, and I got a job at the coffee shop when I got back from Germany in September, mid-September. So I started the coffee shop job in September. So realistically, I'm not dipping from that and then getting the salary there, am I? Then I went to Thailand in November, so I was thinking, there's no point in me doing nothing before that. I'll just wait till I get back from Thailand and then I can start making moves, whether it's job, whether it's flat, whatever it is. And basically, the way it worked out that I took an unintentional gap year. Before Christmas, I was traveling. After Christmas, I was building my law experience. And so I got back from Thailand, cracking on the coffee shop, and then after Christmas, things just started falling into place. Really, I started building my interest in the bar course to become a barrister. I started getting some work experience. I did some work experience at a criminal law firm. I got this place at Trent Chambers, volunteering there, and things just started to fall into place. I started to look into the bar course. I went to Manchester to visit the University of Law, and all this sort of stuff. What that led to was me kind of chilling, hanging out, doing what I enjoy and this sort of thing, to leading quite quickly into being focused on becoming a barrister and how I do that and what I need to do to be successful. And so the point of this series is to help other people in that, because recently I did my interview for the bar course at the University of Law, and all praise to God, I got my place. But before I did that, I was doing a bit of research on some aspects of the BBC and becoming a barrister and stuff. And on YouTube, I didn't find a lot, and I didn't find much of like graduates or recently graduated students that were looking into that and were documenting their process. And maybe I was just looking for the wrong thing, or maybe I didn't look at the right places and I missed it. There might be loads. So I'm not saying that there isn't stuff out there. I'm just saying, more specifically, when I looked for tips on the interview process for the BBC, I couldn't find very much. And basically that just sparked the idea in my head that I want to document this process of me becoming a barrister to help potential barristers, potential lawyers, students, people going for pupillage, whatever it is. I want to document my process and show you guys what I'm doing along the way, what I've done, mistakes I've made, how to go about it better, all these different things, just to help with other people that are looking into becoming lawyers, looking into becoming barristers and all this sort of thing. So that's basically the point of the series. That's kind of my intentions behind it. Yeah, so like I said, I've got my place on the BBC, so that's the next step. Next step is Manchester, September, bar course. That's like 8 months long, finishes in May. That's basically the well, let me take it back a step. So there's the qualifying degree, which I've completed, graduated in July, did a law degree, that's a qualifying law degree, and I just did a law degree, which is good enough. But if you can take other routes. If you've done a different degree, you can do a conversion course, or there's a few different options, but I'll just stick with kind of what I've done to keep it simple. Then after that, you have to do the bar course, which is essentially like the academic side of it, the studying side of becoming a barrister. And then after you've completed that, you've got to apply for be accepted and complete pupillage, which is on-the-job training. And I won't go into too much details of what that includes, because I have a bit of an idea. I've got a very good friend who's doing that at the moment, so I'm sure that we'll get her on YouTube at some point for a bit more of a breakdown. But at the least, I will reach that point someday. So I will talk about that when I get there instead of overstretching myself now. So that's kind of an overview of the process. So right now, I've got my place on the BBC, and I have to sort a few different elements out. I still need to apply for my end of court. I still need to sort some finances out, get there, and then to complete that, and then do pupillage. So this series is just going to document each of those stages, whether it be how to choose an end of court or moving to a different city. I'm just going to document each stage that I do on that and share it with you guys. So yeah, so stick around. It's going to be a long series over a couple years, I reckon. But hopefully it helps, and you guys enjoy. As always, from Glasgow to Berlin, Sammy out.